My name is Philip, and I'm the Education Coordinator for the Cape Elizabeth Land Trust. This is a quick video about tonight's astronomical event, the Great Conjunction. Tonight, Saturn and Jupiter will appear in the sky only separated by about 1/10 of a degree. That's about 1/5 the width of a full moon, and it's the closest they've been together in the night sky since 1623. But what exactly is a Great Conjunction? Well, it's easier to explain with a model. To help us understand what the Great Conjunction is, we're going to build a model of our solar system. At the center of the solar system is the Sun. Up next is us on Earth. Now you'll notice that I'm putting Earth really close to the Sun. That's because compared to the other planets in the Great Conjunction, we are really close to the Sun. In fact, the term that scientists use to describe the distance from the Earth to the Sun is 1 astronomical unit. For this model of the solar system, I'm going to use my fist to measure out an astronomical unit. 1 astronomical unit away from the Sun. The closest planet involved in the Great Conjunction is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is just over 5 astronomical units away from the Sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Jupiter. Saturn, on the other hand, is over 9 astronomical units away from the Sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. Now, here's where things get interesting. The planets don't always stay in these perfect locations relative to each other. They're orbiting the Sun, so the Earth might be moving around here, Jupiter might be moving, it might go all the way around the Sun and end up somewhere over here, and Saturn could be anywhere along its path. This means that where we're standing on Earth, sometimes we see the planets in different locations. So let's put the Earth back right where it was to start and say that Jupiter's here and maybe Saturn's here. Right now, if you were standing on Earth and you looked up, you would see Jupiter in one direction and Saturn in another direction. And so they would appear like 2 different stars in the sky. But every so often, it just so happens that these planets line up with each other. And when they do, we get a conjunction. So tonight or tomorrow night, if you look up at the sky, you'll see not 2 different planets, but 2 stars that appear to be right next to each other. If you have really good eyesight, you might be able to make them apart, but to most people it's going to look like a single star shining in the night. Now, if you do go out to see the Great Conjunction tonight, it might be a little disappointing. That's because it's cloudy right now, and I'm not sure it's going to clear up in time. However, if you're ever trying to figure out when to go look at the stars, there's a really cool tool you can use to look ahead. It's called cleardarksky.com, and it's a forecast that was created by a scientist in Canada. And it'll basically tell you when to expect clear skies. You can see in this direction, on the x-axis, we've got the time and the date. And then on the vertical axis, we've got a bunch of different measurements of how clear the sky would be. So, for example, how much cloud cover we expect. If you look at this chart and learn a little bit about what the different measurements are, you can use it to figure out a good time to get outside. So for example, looking at today's chart, I'd say if you really want to see the Great Conjunction, you're probably better off looking tomorrow when it should be a lot clearer. And even though it won't be the exact Great Conjunction, those planets are still going to appear pretty close in the sky. They move slowly. Thanks for watching, and I hope this inspires you to get outside and take a look at the stars.